Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana Midday.
Welcome to NewsLink Indiana Midday. I'm Ethan Gorski. We now have new information on who was on the tourist helicopter that crashed into the Hudson River Thursday afternoon. Global CEO for rail infrastructure at Siemens, Agustin Escobar, his wife Maurice Campuri, and their 3 young children were the victims identified in the wreckage. The pilot, whose identity has not yet been released, was also killed. The family of 5 was in New York visiting from Spain. Footage captured by Kimber Moraes shows the crash happening.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness.
President Trump, the Spanish Prime Minister, and the Mayor of New York have all extended their condolences over the tragedy. In the latest in a tit-for-tat battle between the 2 world's largest economies, China has raised tariffs on U.S. goods to 125%. Chinese leader Xi Jinping has made his first public comments on the escalating trade war, saying in a statement on Friday that his nation is, quote, not afraid. It comes after President Donald Trump raised tariffs on China to 145%. China has indicated it does not intend to go higher than 125%, saying it would be meaningless to engage in further escalation. On Wednesday, Trump paused his latest rounds of tariffs for 90 days for all countries except China. White House officials say the president is waiting for Beijing to break the impasse, but Beijing has repeatedly refused to arrange a leader-level phone call. Xi has instead launched a week of high-stakes diplomacy with other trade partners. Many of Iowa's smaller grocery stores owners saying they are beginning to feel the pinch of price increases on imported food. After sweeping tariffs from the White House, Todd Miguel has a story.
Probably about $5 go up, but it's gonna go more.
Rice is piled high in the front window of the new Oriental food store downtown.
The Korean.
Sun Pilawan has owned the East Village business for 20 years. She loves her customers, but hates to see her costs going up.
Do you worry about that?
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah. Because the price too high.
She's also worried about how her loyal customers will react.
Before they come to the shop, they don't have to think about. Right now they think about, should I buy or not?
Pilawan says she's already seen price increases for basics like rice and noodles. She imports just about all of her inventory from Asian countries.
Rice noodle. From last week, they up $10 already.
And is that a shock for you?
Oh, we canceled the order.
You canceled the order?
Yep, because too much.
We hate to increase prices.
Stacy Brown is the manager of Wheatsfield Co-op Grocery in Ames. They just got a warning from vendors that products like coffee, wine, bananas, and seafood will have the first big price increases, and more are expected as time goes on.
It's hard. We never want to see our prices go up, especially for food. I mean, everyone needs food.
Back in Des Moines, we asked Pilawan what she would like to tell President Trump. It didn't take long for her to answer.
Hope they don't kill the small business.
Both stores we say most of their current inventory is not affected by tariff price increase. That inventory won't last beyond the next few weeks. Let's take a look at today's NewsLink Indiana weather. These are conditions right now. It's 43 degrees under partly sunny skies. Expect clearing skies today with a high in the low 50s. Very chilling for this time of year. A slow warm-up is on the way in the 7-day forecast. Highs will get close to 70 on Monday before the next cool down, and there are not a lot of chances for rain. Dungeons & Dragons is one of the more popular role-playing board games in the world, and one monthly shop is changing how it's played. NewsLink Indiana's Aiden Murray went on a quest to D20 Dungeon.
If you're a fan of high fantasy and board games, then you most likely know about Dungeons & Dragons, a magical game that allows players to take on roles and opportunities that transform them to a magical world. Whether that be a wizard, knight, or dragon, players have the opportunity to do whatever they want. And here at D20 Dungeon, they make the magic of the game come to life.
We get a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people who want to stop by, mainly because of the dice on the roof. And it captures a lot of attention, and people are always wowed by it. We get the wow factor because it is a unique space and it is kind of cool.
The dungeon was a passion project that opened in October of 2024. Connor was inspired to start the project after joining a group of friends on their D&D campaign and wanted to create a place that would not only enhance the player experience, but also provide something that could give back to the community. Inspiration for the dungeon not only came from his friends, but also from the rising popularity of D&D thanks to the success of groups like Critical Role and Dimension 20. Walking down the eerily lit stairwell to the basement, players are transported to a completely new world.
I wouldn't do this if I didn't do it for other people. I did this as a passion project because I knew it was something that I would enjoy, but I also knew that there were plenty of people in the community that could use it or would want to use it.
The basement takes players into a fantasy-styled tavern, complete with decorations that range from quest memorabilia to incredible artwork. Behind two large wooden doors sits the interactive game room, where players are immersed into a magical world using special software, artificial intelligence, and color-changing lights. With the tap of a button, changes to the room occur that create an atmosphere that matches any situation during gameplay. The experience D20 Dungeon provides has created memorable moments for any party that are bound to last a lifetime. Filling the room with smiles and laughter, D20 Dungeon accomplishes what they set out to do.
Using those extra additive things gets people for 2 hours to escape their lives and have an adventure where they're not thinking of their own problems, own woes, own responsibilities.
Not only does D20 Dungeon enhance the player experience of Dungeons & Dragons by creating an immersive atmosphere, it also creates a safe haven for our scattered community to come and share their passion, rolling the dice and creating some magic of their own. In Muncie, Aiden Murray, NewsLink, Indiana.
National Park Service Rangers rescued 28 hikers in Lake Mead, Nevada, Thursday. The hikers include 25 children with special needs and 3 adults. This is one of several heat-related rescues recently. Officials have closed the Arizona Hot Springs and Gold Strike trails for the next few days because of the extreme heat. Temperatures are expected to exceed 100 degrees. Rangers say hikers are not yet acclimated or accurately prepared for the conditions. Riverside County, California officials say they have helped homeless youth find housing and effectively reduce the number of kids on the street to 0. Joy Benedict reports.
And I've been homeless since 15.
Photos capture a smiling young family, but Nate Tucker admits until recently, it was hard to be thankful.
My life wasn't always peaches and cream. I didn't have my parents. I had my dad here and there, and then he passed away in 2021.
Leaving this now 21-year-old single mother homeless.
Benches, parks, sometimes with a family member.
But now after 6 years of couch surfing and housing insecurity, she and her 2 children have a permanent home in the new Aspire apartment building in Riverside.
They came in clutch, like at the right time.
The right time for many, as this new building offers apartments to homeless youth aged 18 to 24.
I feel like it's nice to be around people my own age, and they also just understand like just what it is to be somebody who struggled.
It's all part of the city's initiative over the last 2 years to get every young person off the street.
As a mother of 3 kids, I felt very strongly that our youth needed our help.
Mayor Patricia Dawson says a large portion of their homeless youth age out of the foster care system, so helping them transition was the right thing to do.
They have an 80% chance of becoming homeless in their first year. Once we can get them into services and get them housed, they do better.
Which is exactly what this building does. Not only offering shelter, but caseworkers and programs from cooking classes to financial literacy.
That's really good because I don't have a bank account or any of that set up.
It's not a one-size-fits-all. Everybody has different needs.
Michelle Davis is the city's Housing and Human Services Director.
They don't have that family support, so they don't have that adult mentorship in their life anymore.
The Aspire building has 33 one-bedroom apartments, but in the last 2 years of this program, the city of Riverside has been able to find permanent housing for 94 young people. And now that Tucker isn't worried about finding shelter, she hopes to get her high school diploma, maybe become a nurse, and most importantly, make sure her children always have something to smile about.
I'm just trying to break the cycle and break the chains, you know? Teach my kids better.
And that's your NewsLink webcast for today. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us tonight at 6:57 on Ball State PBS. And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com.